Hello, welcome to this next tutorial in building your own website. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is go to the folder where you're saving your web page. I called mine website, and make a new folder and just call it IMG, which is short for image. It's good practice to separate your resources when building a website, so we're going to be using this folder here to keep all of the pictures or images we're going to use on our web page. Now once you've got the new folder, go ahead and find yourself a picture. It can be one you've taken yourself from your hard drive, or you can get one from online. But if you do get one from online, just be aware of copyright, because if you ever want to publish your website and make it live, you'll need to be sure you're using a copyright-free photograph. Now, for sake of ease, try and get yourself a JPEG image. You can have other types of images on your web page, but the code I'll be showing you today will work with a JPEG image. So once you've saved it, just check under type it says JPEG, and then the code I'm showing you will work perfectly for you straight away without having to change anything. Once you've got that done, come back to your notepad file, and this is where we left off last tutorial, and we're going to carry on just here. Now the bit of code you're going to want next is this. You're going to want to open yourself up a less than sign, the word IMG for image, src equals, then you have to open some speech marks. An IMG here, this is referring to the image folder, so you're telling basically the web browser, go ahead, go and find the image folder, and then go and find the picture called Tulum. It's file type of JPEG, close the speech marks, and then the alt text equals Tulum, Mexico, close speech marks, close the angle bracket. This is text which will come up if your images for whatever reason fails to load. This can get displayed on the web page instead. You don't have to have it, but it is a good idea, just in case somebody's accessing your page, they've got a poor internet connection and the image doesn't load. It just means something does actually load to your page. So depending on what you saved your image as, say for example it's called pic, you would put pic.jpg. Say for example, I don't know, it was sunset, you'd put sunset.jpg here, and then this is where you describe what the picture is of. Okay, just be careful that this matches exactly how you saved the image. So for example here you can see it's capital T, I've got a capital T here. If you misspell things here, it won't work. So that's a common cause for people thinking their image isn't loading properly. Just check your spelling's the same here and here. Okay, now once you've got that, you can go ahead, save your page. You can then run it and check everything works. Now here you can see it has worked, but this is a big image. Now we haven't yet told the web page what size we would like it to display. Now you've got two choices here. The best way of doing things is to actually physically resize the image in some image editing software to the size you would like it to display on the web page. We can do it in code, and I'll show you how to do it, but just be aware that it's the original size of image which is loaded. It just gets resized for display. So to keep your page running quickly, even on like low or bad internet connections, it's a good idea to physically resize this. For today though, I'll also show you how to do it in code. Now it is quite straightforward. All we have to do is basically tell the web browser the width and the height of the image. So what we can do is literally just put height equals and width equals in here. So after you've closed the speech marks here, you just want to put in something along this lines. Height equals 150, make sure you put the speech marks in, width equals 200. Now this is in pixels, so this will be how many pixels your image takes up on the page. It does that by default. So if we save that, run it again, you will now see that we have our web page opening with a sensibly sized image. Now we can change that if we wish. For example, I could make the height 300, and I suggest you do this yourself just to see how it works. that was 200, so we could change that, double it up to 400, and again if I save that, run it, you'll see the effect it has, and you can see immediately it's resized the image. So it works well. That's a nice way of doing things. Okay, so that's how you basically add images. If you want to have different file types, you can. JPEGs are good to use, but sometimes you might want to use a GIF, for example, and you can just simply change the file ending to .gif if it's a GIF you want to put on your website. Okay? Well, have a play and see if you can get an image working on your website, and I'll see you next time for the next tutorial. Hope you enjoyed. Bye for now.